Okay. Had a little bit of difficulties, but we got 2 minutes to spare. Looks like we're good to go. Alright, second town board meeting of the year with the new board. Attendance is looking like half of a full room. It's not bad. That should be fun. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, we got Mike. That's right. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as written? Accept. Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. The agenda is accepted as written. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the January 7th, 2026 meeting? Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, accepted. We're going to start with some supervisor comments. First? Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, so actually we'll skip that. We have a public hearing tonight, folks. Proposed local law amending town code to adopt provisions prohibiting the recording of certain conversations. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing? Motion. Do I have a second? Second. Town board discussion? Okay. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. The public hearing is now open. Would anyone from the public like to come up and speak?
No, this is agenda item.
This is specifically to the public hearing.
The public hearing.
Yeah, for the local law.
Going once?
Nobody? All right, going once. Going twice. Doesn't look like anyone wants to come up. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. And
Shandy, you town attorney, I think the idea at this point would be for the town board to review it. And then, the town board can now consider this and we can decide what course of action we want to take at the next board meeting in February in terms of adoption or not adopting this local law.
beautiful. So basically, we would wait 2 more weeks to the next meeting to decide?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no further action necessary? Okay. All right. So moving on. Thank you. All right. So now we'll go to, I have some comments I just wanted to share with the community. This week, I met with the Open Space Committee, had some great discussions. They're working very hard and will continue to collaborate with the town board and our community to educate us on matters that they're focusing on. I also met with one of our fire commissioners, Mark Komarski, spoke to our chief, Anthony Champion. We want to make sure we are doing everything we can to collaborate and cycle important information through each other channels so that we can update our community when important public safety issues arise. We want to build ways to push out information to our residents, strengthen our abilities to do such. Our fire district is one of our lifelines to public safety. They do an incredible job keeping us safe 24/7. And again, anything we can do to help our community is paramount, so thank you to the men and women of our Lagrange Fire District and our fire commissioners. We also had our new engineering staff in the building this week, including our new town attorney. We're continuing to organize, get our staff and team up to speed, and focus on important work that lies ahead, streamlining our communication and focusing on any and all topics that lie ahead. I also want to thank our town staff. They've been very helpful, not only to me, but to our community. I see that firsthand. How or when questions arise, they quickly gather answers to assist the residents. And we are and will continue to ensure that that is our absolute priority first and foremost, because we work for you, the community. I also want to finish by thanking our highway department, including our highway superintendent, Mr. John Wisman. Last week we received a couple of calls, and our highway superintendent took care of those concerns right away. So thank you, John, for all the hard work and service to our community, and an amazing job this past week with our storms. And those storms lingered for a while. So the crew did such a great work keeping the roads clean and safe. So thank you again to the Highway Department as well as our Parks Department. Okay, yeah. That's for my comments. And now we're going to continue along. So we have next is the town board will consider acceptance of the monthly revenue reports from the town departments as follows. So we have building and zoning, $21,775. We have planning, $800. Highway Department, $300. Justice Sullivan Biscaglia, $19,955. Justice O'Hare, $1,445. Recreation, $5,000. And town clerk, $1,497.92. Do I have a motion to accept the monthly revenue reports?
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, accepted. Thank you. Next, we have our correspondence. So we have a resignation letter from Dwayne Hicks, who was down in the building department, as well as a retirement letter from Colleen McGarry from the courts. We don't need a motion to accept that, right, do we?
We usually accept it with a motion with
We do?
regrets.
Yes. Okay, so we accept with a motion with regrets. Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second? Second. All in favor? Aye?
That's for both resignations.
For both resignations. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so before we get to our agenda, we have public comment for agenda items only. So everything that's listed on the agenda, you are welcome to come up and speak. So would anybody like to, and we're going to open, do I have a motion to open the public comment for agenda items?
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So please, if anyone would like, you're welcome to come on up and speak on any of these agenda items that are listed. Yes, Mr. Lynn?
I don't have to come up, but could you express some more about the new law you're going to pass?
With the public hearing?
Yes, yeah.
So we close the public
Close
hearing
public hearing, I'd just like you
to
say something
discuss a little bit about that? Sure.
Exactly what it is.
Okay, so that was a law that was passed, well, it was proposed last year, at the end of the year, the last meeting of the year, with the previous administration. So for me, obviously being new, I think there's a lot of information there that I need to look at, and I certainly need my time. I'm not in a position to make a decision on that specifically tonight. But more importantly, we really want the community to chime in on that as well. You know, nobody spoke tonight, but we definitely want people to chime in on that to see what the community thinks. That's what I'm interested in. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, you know, I don't know if anyone from the previous board wants to chime in on that and speak.
No, I'm fine with it as written, but I understand the need for the new members to review. Do you have any concerns specifically, Joe?
No, I just want maybe elaborate a little bit on what it's going to be.
I mean, I have the law here.
The law is posted on the website, Joe. The law is posted on the website. Do you want a copy of it? I can give you one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not,
Right. Yeah. I mean, so basically, since we closed the public comment, we have an opportunity if we wanted to allow the community a couple of more weeks to chime in.
what I would say is if the board wants to hear from the public,
Right.
we can reopen the public hearing, we can amend that resolution, leave the public hearing open.
Okay.
Allow people to submit written comments on the local law, and the public hearing would be rescheduled, Christina, if possible, for the next meeting, right, for the February meeting?
You're gonna reschedule it?
Or just kick it over?
Leave it open.
If that's what the board wants, if they wanna hear more from the public.
Well,
that's-
then we
Well,
can,
if
then we can hear more from
reschedule it,
everyone.
You have to
Renotice, yes.
you have to renotice and
Yeah,
everything,
that's-
so that's another.
I mean, look, I'm certainly okay with leaving it open if we can get people that would want to speak to it. I mean, obviously nobody spoke tonight, but
Or if the board just wants to accept written comments to the next thing, we can do that.
Yeah,
Just wanna make it clear
let's
to the public.
accept written comments and then we'll decide if we want
Do you
to
wanna
amend
make
it.
a motion for that, please,
Yes.
because you closed the
Yeah.
public
Yeah,
hearing?
so make a motion to accept written comments
Okay.
through, Is there a date the board wants to accept it through?
February 4th
That's fine.
for the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, so do I have a motion?
We got a motion.
Okay,
Councilman
second?
Ryan, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so for the community, if they want to send in written comments in the next 2 weeks, our next board meeting's February 4th. We welcome that, share your opinion, and we'll take a look at it. Okay? Anything else, Joe?
No.
Okay, great. All right.
You're not close to public comment.
Yes, just want to double check. Does anybody want to come up and speak on agenda items? No? Okay. Do I have a motion to close the segment of public comment on agenda items only? Second, all in favor? Aye, okay. All right, so on to our agenda items. So the first item for consideration is the adoption of agenda policy. So what this is basically is, last year the board had a policy in place. I'd like to create a new policy, so I move that the town board of the town of Lagrange adopt a public comment policy for greater transparency for town board meetings, providing 2 opportunities for public comment. 1 prior to board action on agenda items, limited to agenda items only, and approximately 3 minutes per speaker, with comments addressed to the board. And a second opportunity at the end of the meeting for general town comments, also limited to 3 minutes per speaker, and addressed to the board for advisement. This resolution shall take effect upon approval by majority vote. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, resolution passed. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, the next item up is a consideration of a request from the Parks and Recreation Director to obtain an RFP for fireworks. Cindy, would you like to come up and speak, or?
Fireworks is fireworks every year.
I can, and it's the same procedure for the second, next agenda item. Put it in front of the board every year for permission to put out an RFP, then I work with Christine, so we, have a date set to come back into this courtroom before the next board meeting to review the bids for consideration and awarding at the next meeting.
Okay, great.
I motion.
Motion? Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, resolution passed. The next one, again, is very similar to what Sandy just said. It's a consideration of a request from the Parks and Recreation Director for RFP for Community Day Amusement and Entertainment Package. So basically, they do this year in, year out. So
Motion for that.
motion, second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, resolution passed. Thank you very much. Okay, this next one, so this next item here is a consideration of a lease agreement for Parks and Recreation Senior Drop-In Center. So this is something that is new. Sandy and her team has been working on this for many months. It's very exciting. It's for a senior center to have an opportunity to do things right now 2 days a week, correct, Sandy?
Correct.
This would be at Freedom Presbyterian Church. So it's very exciting for us in the community, something that we are going to work really hard to continue to build on, create as much opportunity as we can. So I know the board is very excited. I'm very excited. There is something with this, though, that we still have to discuss, but what I'd like to do is maybe, if I could briefly just kind of give an update on this. So our town attorney did review the lease agreement. There's no issues there. It's a good, strong agreement. We're good with that. However, there's still one thing that we have not gotten any info back yet is from the insurance company, correct?
I did speak to them twice today,
Okay,
and the last update was after you had left the building, but I sent over all the information that they wanted for consideration. They said it looks like it's going to be not a problem, approximately $250 a year to add it. They
okay,
just have to get their final stamp of approval. So they needed the official address of the church, the denomination, faith denomination. They needed approximately how many people we might envision attending and the types of activities we would be doing. So all of that has been supplied. So I'm just waiting for a big fat yes.
so we're waiting for, okay, so my question would be to the town attorney is, can we make a motion to agree to this contingent on getting those approvals so that we don't lapse and like lose 2 weeks?
I think that's fine, as long as, and just for the benefit of the public, the idea here is, the lease is fine, as the supervisor said. We just want to make sure the town's insurance policy covers us in the senior drop-in center, so if there's an issue where the town's covered.
Right.
So I think subject, as long as the space isn't going to be used for that purpose until we get confirmation that we're covered. I
Yes,
think
we're
that's-
fine with the charge.
I think that's fine, as long as we understand that.
Okay.
I'll motion for that.
So, and everybody's understands all that? Okay, so then, second, okay, all in favor? Aye, okay, great. Resolution passed, so that's great. That's very exciting. Great work, Sandy. Very good. Okay, so let me just pull up the next one. Okay. So yeah, this one is something that I just kind of want to also give just a brief discussion on before we make any action on this. So this is a consideration of a municipal cooperation agreement for animal control services. So this is for our dog control officer. It's a shared agreement that we share with Town of Hyde Park, Town of Beekman, Town of Pleasant Valley, Town of Poughkeepsie, Town of Clinton. I started to review this agreement. I know that there was some action taken last year on this with the salary. However, as far as the agreement is concerned, I did have a few questions that I wanted to go over with the board. Is it okay if I discuss that now? Okay, so I don't know if everyone has the agreement in front of them, they're looking at it, but you know, just me being able just to study this and look at it, I did take some notes that I want the board to consider. So after reviewing it, I think that we should define a bit more clearly the responsibility of payment for each party in agreement, specifically outlining what necessary maintenance and repair expense shall be as it reads in the agreement. This particular position that we have hired uses a Town of Lagrange vehicle to perform all of the duties of this position. So basically the dog control officer uses a town vehicle, they patrol all these municipalities, etc. So I just think for defining purposes, I think we just need to be a little bit more precise as far as what's covered. And some of the things that I was just thinking about that's really not listed is cost of gasoline, cost of oil change, tires, mileage on the vehicle, depreciation on the vehicle, car insurance. These are all just some examples, and I hope that perhaps we can all chime in on that. Maybe there's something that I didn't say, but that's something that should be written in the contract, that everybody is responsible to pay their fair share. A secondary example that is really not defined and I think is very important is that our town comptroller shall remit a bill on a monthly basis with all these details. That comes at a cost. That's time and money that our comptroller is paid to do. So I also think that we should consider a fair administration fee attached to each monthly invoice for the time and consideration that this stuff is happening. You know, our comptroller is sending out these invoices, receiving monies, that comes at a cost. So I believe we should, you know, have our attorney look at this, redraft a new agreement, and then recirculate it. That's what I would like to do.
I'll motion for that, yeah.
Motion?
Well,
Yeah, I
just
mean,
to have the-
do you have anything, you know, that you guys would like to chime in on, Councilman John Grasso?
Well, I agree with you. With the maintenance and repairs, I mean, you don't know what the car's gonna be.
Yeah.
And with the
Or when
insurance and
replaced.
all, you can, it should be shared equally.
Right.
Definitely.
And again, I'm sure the intent is there, but I'm just looking at it like, let's list all this up, you know? Councilmember Robin, do you have any comments?
Yes, just that Hyde Park should definitely be paying a little bit more than their share. They're only 2% less than us in terms of call count. They're 280 and we're 295.
Yeah. We were
Yeah,
looking,
something to base
Yes.
on, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's
we were looking at that.
so again, how they defined everything based on population and call count. Yeah, as you can see, when you look at Hyde Park, for example, 280 calls. Now, this includes everything from whether they're going to court or they're literally going to a call. That's an annual number. Again, I think it's important for us to revisit this, you know, chime in together what we think needs to be corrected, and then recirculate, and just make sure that it's all nice and fair, you know, right? So essentially, we're not going to take any action, right? Are we just?
No, I think that's right. sorry. Just the only point I would make is, I know some of the other municipalities did, I think, approve the prior version, so this is a negotiation. The other parties do it, we can make our changes, circulate it to the other towns, and have buy-in from them, and then eventually the board would adopt the resolution once we have the final. I think there's a typo in it that Christine pointed out.
Yeah.
I think it says
It said 600,000 instead of
We don't
60,000.
want the town on that for $600,000,
Yeah.
so we'll fix that. And the town board hasn't adopted it yet, so nothing, we didn't do anything wrong there, but it's just, we wanna fix it, add those provisions that the supervisor discussed, and then we'll recirculate, and the board can, once everyone's in agreement, we can vote on it.
Yeah.
All the other towns can too. Those are legitimate, I agree with this.
Yeah.
Legitimate.
Yeah, so basically, we don't have to take any action, no motions or anything? Okay, all right, so again, I would just say, let's continue to make notes, whatever we didn't say tonight, certainly look at that, this way we can have our attorney draw this up and get it done quickly,
Thank you.
okay? All right, thank you. The next one's pretty easy, that's a consideration of budget transfers and amendments, basically from December into January. Everyone has their information there. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Resolution passed. All right. So next one up is going to be town board comments and discussions.
Yes, I went to the.
You want to go into? I'm sorry. Would you like to? We'll go into liaison reports next. Does anyone have any town board comments or discussions, or would you like me to go on to liaison reports? We'll go on to liaison reports? Okay. All right, so beginning with our liaison reports, Councilman Ryan, could you please begin with CAC followed by open space?
The CAC was with battery storage, and I went to two Zoom meetings so far, and I'm not feel comfortable with what I know right now, so I think that's just gonna keep on going to other Zoom meetings and see what other town board members think about it. And then I did go to the January 16th meeting with the DLC with Aaron Hoagland, and Dieter Lucas was there, and Peter Iannucci, and Constant Custis. And what this was is for open space, they're trying to promote farmland protection projects. And this is the Roberts Farm, and this is on Wisman Road, 111 through 113. We have 16 acres that is in Lagrange, it's on North Cross Road, and 184 acres is in Unionville. What the DLC is looking for is our approval that we will give them a signature, endorse the municipality that we agree with their project. This is all coming from a grant, farmland protection grant, so it's not gonna cost us anything, and it's 263 acres, but they're actually gonna be coming on the 18th, and she's gonna give a whole report on it, so you'll be able to ask her questions and how it's gonna go. But I think in the comprehensive plan, it stated that it would be a good thing for us to have some open space. We already have 900 acres of protected land already in Lagrange, so this would just give us some more open space that I think we should be doing. But she's gonna be here at the February 18th meeting and give her presentation and let us know what we can do.
Great job, Councilman. Great job. Excellent. So next, Councilmember Robin, do you have an update for us on building and zoning?
No, and our building inspector was away, and our meeting with him, so I'll update that.
Okay. And then for our recreation liaison, Councilmember John Grasso, do you have an update?
I do. I attended my first advisory board meeting, January 15th, for the Parks and Rec Department. Sandy Washburn ran a beautiful meeting, very informative, organized. It was great, and I really enjoyed that, Sandy. Very nice meeting. The Park and Rec is very busy, extremely busy. So most of you don't know. I mean, with ongoing projects, with new projects coming up. Some of the ongoing projects, when they get completed, I come back to the board and let you know what was completed. But something like getting an AED installed on the field, that's a big one. We talked about that a little bit. And the sports meetings are gonna be coming up with the baseballs and football, all that. Sandy's organizing that, but the biggest one that we're trying to do under new business is a Freedom 250. So it's 250-year birthday for our country. So we want to do a free event for the Lagrange residents. It's going to be late in July. We're finalizing the date. We're finalizing the sponsorships. But when I say free event, we're trying to get a sponsor to do the food, hamburger, hot dogs, whatever we want to do. Having a great event for our 250 years, and that's something that's ongoing that we're discussing right now. So once I get more reports, I will send it out. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, that's very exciting. Okay, great. Well, that was really good. So thank you all for the liaison reports. Do we have anything from our town attorney?
No.
Nothing? Okay. So the next opportunity will be for the public comment. Do I have a motion to open the public comment?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. If anybody from the public would like to come up and speak on any general town issue, please come on up. The microphone should work as well. Yeah, it's generally speaking 3 minutes, but yeah, take your time.
Vincenzo Barbagiovanni,
You can speak right here.
36 Nichols Court. Congratulations to the new faces,
Thank you.
and it's good to have new faces anyway. The first item is sidewalk. Mr. Richard Ryan knows what I'm going through. The sidewalks, everybody's tired to pay for the sidewalks to be shoveled. But this is the first, I own a home for the past 45 years. We never had to pay for a sidewalk. In other words, I got insurance in my house for the sidewalk. If somebody falls, I get sued, not the town, I get sued. In the meantime, we're paying for the sidewalk. I would like to take the sidewalk back. We never owned it anyway. Okay, we had to pay every year to have a sidewalk shovel, snow. Okay, hopefully we could talk it over and give us the sidewalks. Okay, that's number one. Number two, lighting. Last year we pay almost $32,000 for lighting the complex, which we didn't want. But we have it now, we have to eat it. In the meantime, the past 6 months is between 5 and 10 lights are out. If you go over there now, there's 10 lights or 12 lights out. Some of them light out completely, some of them go on and off. The previous supervisor asked them to have Central Hudson install a meter. Well, he said absolutely not. I don't see why not. We're paying for it. We pay for electricity. Why we can't get a meter, see what kind of electricity we use? Mm-hmm. Last year was $32,000. This year is going to be $29,000. Okay? I don't think the lights are. We're not going to pay for the pole, over the poles and everything else, because you know what? They want to put the lights in there, they have to supply the pole and the poles. We pay for the electricity. Okay? That's one thing we want. Not to pay overpriced. That's a lot of money.
So this is the sidewalk district and the lighting district in the community, and
sidewalk, there was, Mr. Robasco, the first time I mentioned about it, it says, pick up all the signatures. If you have enough signatures, you'll take the sidewalks. Christine got the list. I picked up 55 signatures, which 60 homes in there. The other 5 of them didn't live there at that time because they were going back and forth every weekend. I got 55 signatures. Mr. Robasco said no. So we gotta eat it. I don't think it's fair for us to have a sidewalk, and we have to pay for it. I'm enjoying shovel stuff, why can't you shovel more stuff? Okay? There's another thing too. Need a favor with this? Thank you, sir. This is a water bill. I know I've been a pain in the neck about it. The charge for the water is $84.54. That's the water we use. To dispose the water, we paid $138.67. I mean, this is ridiculous. We pay more money to waste the water than we using for ourselves. Okay? I think there's something's got to be done.
Do you mind if you can write down your phone number and email?
Sure, yeah.
Can you give that to Mr. Argentina, please? And just leave it with me, and
Yeah.
I'll reach out to you tomorrow and schedule a meeting. Just go over that with you. Thank you. Yeah, don't worry, take your time. And we'll reach out and schedule a meeting to just kind of go over all these questions, if that's okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I like to have a meeting anyway. I
Yeah.
do, because this is crazy. I mean, we use the water to wash clothes and everything else. To put the water in the sewer, we pay more money, almost double. That's insane. What else? Oh, and the same thing with sewer charges. When we got the first bill of the sewer charge, it was $75. Okay, flat sewer,
Flat,
it went
yeah.
up to $100. Okay, I understand we took a bond for that, for the sewer. It's like a mortgage, right? You pay $75, every year it goes up. My mortgage doesn't go up every year. So, that's something.
Yeah, we'll schedule something, and I'd like to listen more and go over all this and gather as much information, especially,
And, I'm sorry. The
Okay,
biggest
good.
thing is the taxes. I received a tax bill. We got some section, when I have a meeting with you, I'll take it with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Absolutely.
The town, just the town, not the county, we got an increase I got an increase 17%.
Yeah, we saw
I
a lot of that.
could show it to you.
Yeah,
No.
The fire department, 9%.
Yeah, I mean,
They cut down on one section and jump up at the other section.
right.
It's crazy.
It's, we saw that, actually, my first few days in office, those bills went out, and a lot of residents came in, and I saw, a lot of increases, whether it was 16, 17, 18, in some cases 20%. I'm doing my work to dive into that and get a full understanding of how the decisions were made that caused these increases. It's reflective of the 2025 budget. So we're gonna continue to look into that and learn more and more. But absolutely, I think the best thing to do is, just so that we allow more people to come up and speak, we'll have somebody reach out to you tomorrow, we'll schedule a meeting, and we'll go over all of this.
But the biggest thing is sidewalk and meter.
Yeah, absolutely, we'll go over it all.
It just, I mean, I go home now, I count the lights, it's gotta be 10 lights.
Then if you could get us the numbers on those light poles?
Rich,
Yep,
I'm paying the town,
yep,
okay?
yep,
Why I have to do that?
yes.
I'll call
Okay.
Central Hudson,
Yep.
I talked to one supervisor, and I know for a fact they have people working on nights. I said, you have anybody working on nights? He said, yeah, we have a couple crews, they go around and checking the lights. I was not gonna tell him, what about the new complex? The last time they were there was in May, because I complained to Kelly, I don't know her first name.
Kelly Bateman, yeah.
Yeah, okay? That was the last time they were there, in May.
We'll go over it all, Ben.
All right,
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
thank you.
Just a quick one.
Dave, come on up.
I'm glad enough to introduce myself. It's great to be known. Just a quick thing. The battery storage, the CAC thing,
Yes,
I know it's kind of early in that
yes,
whole
very
process,
early. Yep.
but is the plan to make sure that the fire district is like involved
They
in
will
this?
have to give them training once a year for that with the procedure they have.
Okay,
And so before they even do anything, there are a couple things I wrote down, but it's like, this is so early in the stage that I didn't want to say too much because I'm not really sure on all of it. But they got a peer review, so they have to have 5 different companies come in and tell them how this is gonna work, how it's been working, the problems they have had with it. Then they have an emergency response plan, and they have to provide an annual on-site training plan and review a hazardous person. They must be on-site 4 hours after something starts burning. So the fire company, if something ever did catch on fire, the fire company isn't standing there wondering what they're gonna have to do. They have to have their own response team doing that. We will not be involved with that. And as far as I understand this, you do not put out those fires anyway. You're just gonna sit there and watch them burn. They're gonna have to send someone in to do, find out what smoke is coming off. They're gonna have to meter it, see what it is.
Yeah,
And then, there is a website I could give anyone if they want it, that you can go on there and look at it and, what they're gonna try to do. But this is so early in the day. If they started or tomorrow, they're not gonna be done till 2030.
okay, the only reason I'm bringing it up
Yep.
is because towards the end of last year, Alan
Yep.
was talking about it.
Yes.
And he said that the fire district had concerns about it.
That was
So,
the concern.
Yeah, so I'm just asking the question of
Yeah.
whether they will be engaged in this process so that we
They will
make sure that they're.
they will be in before day one. That's the
Okay.
peer review.
Okay, all right, the other thing I just wanted to say, thank you for putting the public comments back in, and, hopefully I'm under 3 minutes.
Thanks, Dave.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
305. We're punished for next week.
Would anybody else like to come up? Public comment, talk about anything, comment? Peter, come on up.
Hi, Peter Turoff, 100 Memory Trail. I wanted to mirror what Dave said. I really appreciate the public comments coming back. That's a big show of faith, and we all really appreciate that. My other question is about the public comments on agenda items. It seems like you open the comments first and then you go to the agendas.
I can chime in if you like. So what I thought would be beneficial was have the community an opportunity to speak on the agenda items before the board takes action, right? So before we take on a resolution, give you guys an opportunity to come and ask a question about it, a concern, a comment, etc. And then at that point, we go and open up the agenda, we take action, and then at the end as well, public comment. So it kind of gives you 2 opportunities to really hone in on the meeting itself, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking, you do the comments and then you go review them, and I'm thinking I might come up with a question after you close it, but then you go down the list.
Then you can go at the end,
At the end,
same
okay.
thing.
Yeah, at the end, if you want to talk about You can talk about anything again. You can bring
Oh,
up
you
an
know,
agenda.
okay,
Yeah, of
okay,
course,
yeah.
yeah, that's just a general, the beginning is just more to just give the community more of an opportunity to chime in and make a comment. But at the end, you can certainly make a comment about an agenda item if an action is
okay.
taken. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You can make a comment on anything you want. Yeah, thank you, Pete. Anyone else would like to come up? Highway Superintendent? He's awake. No.
I would say not carrying my bull spot back there. John Westman, Town Green Highway Superintendent, Board, Anthony, thank you for the kind words. Guys, just want to address, we do have a big storm coming this following weekend and for the rest of the winter, who knows when it is coming. So we do have a code, it's 226-11, please no parking on the side of the road. I'm doing the nice thing, not handing out tickets, I'm asking people nicely to get them off the street. But they are parking them in cul-de-sacs, areas where we do push the snow. And then we gotta come back and clean up the snow. So if we just get everybody, well, who is here, to not park on the road, internet-wise, but if we can just get that note out to people. And also, please, the garbage cans are supposed to be off the road, out of the lane of traffic for safe travelers. If we do actually hit it with the plow, Sorry. Sorry. But, and I'm not shoveling your sidewalks. Richie, thank you very much for attending that open space. That means a lot to us. And thank you for the kind words. Franco, being there with Sandy, they are definitely busy, and we're keeping them even extra busy because they do plow snow for us. They come and clear our cul-de-sacs, and then they come over here and do this place. So they're very busy.
So if you could do something about the forecast so I could get them back.
April.
Oh yeah, no. From November 1st to April 15th, that is the snow ordinance for no parking on the town streets.
So to chime in on that, I think what we should also do then is we can put an email blast out to everybody this week and just to remind them.
That would be great.
Yeah, that's something that I think is super important that I realize we need to build up on getting the community to sign up to these alerts. You know, we have, you know, thousands and thousands of people that get them, but for a town our size, it'd be nice to get thousands and thousands more. So anything that the community can do to share that, sign up, so that times like this, where we want to, you know, shoot a message out to 5,000 to 10,000 people,
that would be
it'd
great.
be very helpful. So
because we do have those no parking signs on select streets,
right.
On every single street, but it is in the book, it is when you move into town, on the email or on the website, you can find it clearly. So,
yeah.
Again, thank you very much for your time. I'm the Highway Superintendent, here to please you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
I've got one more comment.
Yeah, come on up. This time you gotta stay under 3 minutes.
I'll be sure of that.
I'll tell you 10 seconds.
Okay.
As soon as you come into our complex, there's a sign there, no parking in street between November 1st and April 1st. I wish you guys enforce it. As a superintendent, if you give a stiff fine,
I know what
I
you're gonna
guarantee you, they'll learn their lessons.
Yeah.
And guess what? The town gets in revenue. I'm not trying to give you more work. Guess what?
I try to be nice.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much for the open comments. Appreciate you guys.
It's better to enforce it. You put up a sign, you better enforce it.
Appreciate that. Let's see, what do we got? We don't have anything left now? Okay, so actually, yes, is there anyone else actually that would like to come up and speak? No? All right, do I have a motion to close the public comment?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Next, I'm going to ask the board for a motion to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation filed in Dutchess County Supreme Court as index number 2024-50648. Have a motion?
You have a second? Second.
You made the motion, Franco?
Franco made the motion.
Okay. Kelly made a second. All in favor? Aye.
So just
Yes.
For the record,
Yeah,
Councilman Randall,
Yes.
just want to say you're,
Yeah, I have to abstain from this.
and you're recusing yourself.
I'm recusing.
Recusing from going in?
Yes, yes, well, they, yes.
So
yeah,
you're
that's
abstaining
right.
from going in, you're recusing yourself from going in? No, I'm
And then,
asking
what, basically, we're just going in and then,
Yeah.
you wanna just let the community know?
Just so the public understands, this is a new board, this is pending litigation, the board, there's another attorney handling it besides myself. He's gonna give an update to the board on the status of the litigation. No action's gonna be taken, and we're just getting a summary from the attorney, a status update. The board will return, to the regular meeting after the executive session, but I don't think there's anything else on the agenda. Obviously, you're welcome to stay, just don't want to waste anyone's time, so that's what
Go home.
we're free to wait, but that's what's gonna happen. I think it might take a little time. Thank you.
Have a good day, guys.
I'm happy to see you. Nice to see you. How you doing? Doing good. How you doing?
I've been working somewhere, no way to tell them about the sidewalk stuff, but I'll give them a couple more days. But I want to tell them something that I learned about. That stuff's not popular.
We still got to do something on microphones.
I think we talk loud. I think so. Right? But some people don't.
Yeah.
It's better than
Well, we
oh my gosh, I thought
Look at you. I'm not used to it. I always every time we come to the meeting. Stay out there.
Come back, how you doing?
The first opportunity for Tunia Spring.
Well, the thing is, kites and powder balloons don't go up in the same weather. If it's kites are going up, it's too windy.
And I mean, that's what we're building it as. It might just be the first purpose for them to.
Yeah, it might also be too cold in.
But I'm interested in how.
Yeah, yeah, if it works somewhere, I'd like to try to make it.
Yes, yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, getting's good.
Thanks for helping, Mr. Ryan.
Right now,
Hey,
I know.
and then status quo,
Excuse me, sir.
oh, yeah, it's gonna. But they should bring it to his attention. And so, Anthony said to send an email forwarded to Paul. Still wish.
I'm telling you, look at where it is. There's another one. They would have lost 2 today.
Skipping the chair one.
And you're in here. You have to ask the board, but it's right on you. Doesn't matter what the town board says. They pay for it. But it's still a
Yes.
decision. Joe, what's up?
You?
I don't know. I keep trying to pay attention.
So what part?
Yes. Yeah.
What part,
I
Joe?
ever stop paying attention?
No, they are. No, that's what this peer thing is supposed to
I've
be.
been paying attention since
Because I'm only going on Zoom meetings right now.
I moved here in
Nothing.
1960. So I've been coming to meetings since '64.
Right.
Yes.
You know.
No, they have to do that.
The cases I'm involved in.
They include when
actually
they start
got an upper
doing
hand on
something.
something
I
that we
will,
said
now
10 years ago.
I'll let you know every time I'm on there.
You had a concern.
Yep.
About.
Yep. Awesome.
The town
I appreciate it. Yep.
Representing the town and.
Yes,
also
you
the
do. Yes, you
criminal
do.
stuff.
Yeah, because they weren't
Says
even
you
gonna
had
let me on
conflict of
one of
interest.
them. I said,
And they told
no,
you
no,
that.
no, no, no.
But you were
I
right.
have to be on. I said,
Yeah. And town. The,
Yes, I
prosecutor
will.
just got
Yep.
terminated.
Okay, have a good one. Yep.
Back from the DA's office, so, thank you.
Okay, so they're gonna blame me.
No, no, I got the idea. I'm telling you that you get the credit, nobody else does.
Okay, someone left their keys.
Yeah, I think they have to come back to.
They gotta
close the
come
meeting.
back to
Yeah.
close.
So Randy, we got the speakers, but you gotta talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
You don't have to, cause you can hear you. But when I
Right.
was here the other night, I couldn't hear Megan.
Right, oh yeah, you can't hear her. So what kind are they, the kind that pin on you, or?
They're right there, them.
No, the one,
The goosenecks?
those
Goosenecks.
are the old
Yep.
ones,
Oh, they
They're the
got
old
the
ones.
four.
but the ones that lay on the table were working.
No, they weren't. They weren't working.
I never had anybody complain when I.
Oh, we had trouble.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Oh, so they're the same as the one the person would speak in?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you gotta be.
You gotta hold it
next
right
to
close to you.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, I'm
it's a
pretty-
start.
It's a start, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty loud, so you can
I know.
hear me.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Most of us up there, you can't hear,
Right.
right?
that could be good.
I
Yeah.
know.
So they're only discussing one case in executive session? Interesting.
Guess who's?
I'm guessing it has to do with Richard Ryan.
Soldier.
Why would you have to abstain?
All right,
I shouldn't
guys.
have to, but they, that's what they're doing.
Minding his own business one day.
That's right.
Hey, where's your father-in-law?
You know what?
Is he okay?
Yes, he's okay. He must have forgot. Yeah.
I wouldn't expect him to forget.
He did.
There.
This is the boring part. They've got a lot to discuss. Thank you to those of you who are still here. They are in executive session specifically for one case in Supreme Court. It's a 2024 case. And it has to do with a building that we had built in the town. Of which a previous council member, not the one who recused himself, but a previous one, was a little bit too much involved. Thank you for the chat. Sorry I missed it before. It is really great to have the public comments back. That was such a different pace, feeling, everything. That meeting was not what this town has seen in probably a decade. Everybody was friendly. Even when somebody went a little bit over in their public comment, it was still met with respect. And you could tell that this board is looking to be transparent, make changes for the positive. I'm looking forward to it. For those unfamiliar with why we're waiting, is they are in executive session, and when executive session is over, they have to come back and close out the meeting, adjourn the meeting. If you're not familiar with what executive session is, I do have the open meetings law handy, and they'll read it to you while we wait. So, conduct of executive sessions. 1. Upon a majority vote of its total membership taken in an open meeting pursuant to a motion identifying the general area or areas of the subject or subjects to be considered a public body may conduct an executive session for the below enumerated purposes only, provided, however, that no action by formal vote shall be taken to appropriate public monies. So they have certain things that they can discuss in executive sessions, and they are matters which will imperil the public safety if disclosed, any matter which may disclose the identity of a law enforcement agent or informer, information relating to current or future investigation or prosecution of a criminal offense which would imperil effective law enforcement if disclosed, discussions regarding proposed, pending, or current litigation, which is what's currently going on, collective negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law, the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. The preparation, grading, and administration of examinations, and the proposed acquisition, sale, or lease of real property, or the proposed acquisition of securities, or sale or exchange of securities held by such public body, but only when publicity would substantially affect the value thereof. So that's the specific list. Attendance at an executive session shall be permitted to any member of the public and any other persons authorized by the public body. So they can also bring in consultants or anyone private that they want to, if they want to. The only other note on executive sessions is that while normal minutes, shall be posted on the website within 2 weeks from the date of such meeting, except that minutes taken pursuant to executive sessions should be 1 week from the date of the executive session. So if they do vote, they have to come here, tell us the results of the vote, then close the meeting, and then they have to post those minutes within a week, which is much more timely than the 2 weeks they get for regular minutes. for those of you still with us, since this feels like it's been an hour, there are exemptions to open meetings law, and you might consider it pertaining to this meeting or the executive session, if you will. But I'll read the exemptions since we're here. Deliberations of political committees, conferences, and caucuses are exempt. For the purposes of this section, the deliberations of political committees, conferences, and caucuses means a private meeting of members of the Senate or Assembly of the State of New York or of the legislative body of a county, city, town, or village, that's us, who are members or adherents of the same political party, without regard to the subject matter under discussion, including discussions of public business. The majority or minority status of such political committees, conferences, and caucuses, or whether such political committees, conferences, and caucuses invite staff or guests to participate in their deliberations, plus anything made exempt by federal or state law. But what that means is they can actually have a meeting that's not open almost whenever they want. So open meetings law is kind of more guidelines for a government that wants to follow those rules and wants to be transparent. But there's always the exemption. So you might think they might be able to be discussing anything more than what they stated they're going to be talking about in this executive session. But it's probably more likely that they would have to come out of that executive session and then have that discussion or caucus once they've come out of it. Yes, there are new microphones in here. Looks like they are the same microphone that we've had for the public to speak from. There are now 3 of them at the table up there. When there's a full board, plus an attorney and a clerk, we may need some more microphones, but this is a huge upgrade from just a month ago. For those of us who are hearing impaired, these microphones and speakers are greatly appreciated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
All right.
Over. Thank you very much.